I'm Caleb.
I'm Ginette, and this is Surely Mental.
This episode has a little disclaimer. We are not trained professionals or licensed yoga instructors. We speak from our own personal experience with a base level education. Do not take our advice for medical truth, and today we will be talking about all things yoga, the history and basic principles and techniques, and little special thing. You can also join us over on YouTube to see us try and attempt a guided yoga class. But before we get started, what are you drinking today?
I cheated. Um, I was making my lunch, and I made a smoothie for lunch, and then I forgot to make tea. Well, I ran out of time. So I'm drinking a strawberry banana smoothie by Jeanette's Kitchen.
And I'm having matcha green tea with turmeric by Bigelow. So, yoga has actually been modernized quite a bit. It started thousands of years ago over in like the India area, Hindu, Buddhism, religion, that kind of fun stuff. And then it kind of made its way over into the Western world, got modernized it went from more of like an athletic type thing to becoming this more like inner peace situation. But there's a lot of like branches of yoga. I really don't know how to transition this very well. Um, you know what? I'm going to ask you first. Do you have any experience with yoga?
When I was younger, I did a yoga class. So it was like our school had after school activities, and I did a yoga class for a couple weeks. But basically, all we did because we were very little was sleep. Because the teacher used it as an excuse to not have to worry about us.
Nice. So keep talking. Keep talking.
Well, now I joined a yoga class, so I'll be getting into yoga, hopefully. But yeah, that's all my experience.
So I will say, to me personally, like there's the yoga physical aspect of it, which is like doing the poses, holding, strengthening, piecing yourself. And then there's the yoga kind of spiritual side of things, if that makes sense. And I kind of lean more towards the physical side and less of the whole spiritual ideas that are involved with yoga. But yoga is made up of Yoga is made up of 6 branches. The first is hatha, which is the physical and mental to prime your mind and body. So it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. You are being physical and is strengthening your physical and mental strength. Raja is meditation and being disciplinary to yourself, which is also kind of brings in the 8 limbs of yoga. But that's like the meditating and clearing your mind and then disciplining yourself. Like, how would you explain this?
What are the 8 limbs of yoga?
I don't know off the top of my head. So the 8 limbs of yoga is the path to enlightenment in yoga. They are, great. They are yama, which deals with the person's ethical standards and sense of integrity, and it focuses on behavior and how you kind of conduct your actions throughout life. There's nayama, which has to do with self-discipline and spiritual observances. So this is going to be like your rituals in a way. So like going to a temple or a church service, praying before meals, meditation. There is asana, which is the postures that are practiced in yoga, so the actual movements. There's pranayama, which is generally translated as breath control, so controlling your breathing. Pratyahara, the 5th limb, is withdrawal or sensory transcendence. So this is the conscious effort that you can make to draw your awareness away from the outside world and outside stimuli. There's dharana, which is creating a setting for concentration. So, like diffusers, quiet lights, dimmed lights, quiet noises. Dhyana, which is the interrupted flow of concentration. So, like when you get into a yoga state, stay there till you finish. And Samnadaya, which is a state of ecstasy, basically when the meditator or person reaches the final point of focus and transcends the self. So those are the 8 limbs of yoga, which fall into Raja, which is a branch of yoga.
I never knew that there was like a very like spiritual side to yoga.
It's kind of like a religion in and of itself, which
a lot of things are like that, like, and we just don't realize it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the religion side of it, but I mean, on the surface, it looks fine. Karma is a branch of yoga. Pretty sure most people out there in the world have heard of karma, know what karma is. It's kind of the golden rule of life: do unto others as you would do unto yourself. So, like, the good karma you put out into the world will come back to you.
Why is karma considered yoga?
Because it's part of the yoga lifestyle.
Oh, I guess, yeah. I was thinking of yoga as in, like, the exercise.
We'll get into that later with types of yoga. But Bhakti, the path to devotion, kind of how you reach this higher bettering of yourself, channeling positive thoughts, which is also a coping skill for a lot of people. Just being like, yeah, you got this, you go. Jhana, wisdom, path of the scholar, the kind of smart people side of yoga. And Tantra, which are the relationships and, again, rituals. So those are a very brief surface level with probably many mispronunciations of yoga.
What and how does yoga relate to chakras?
So chakras are, I don't know how the heck to describe a chakra.
I actually have a book
There's
on them.
this, what?
I have a book on them.
I don't need a whole book. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What chakras are.
Chakras are basically this idea that there are like different physical parts and locations in your body that align. And I don't know. I'm describing this terribly because I don't really believe in chakras.
Me either.
Let me see. Let's Google it.
I have it here.
So a chakra in Sanskrit means a wheel, and it refers to the different so-and-so energy points in your body. The idea is there are these spinning discs of energy, and your goal as a person is to keep them open and aligned. And each chakra corresponds with different things in your body and in yourself.
Yeah, there's the base chakra, also known as the Muladhara, which is associated with the color red, and it's located between your legs. There is it's linked with adrenals, male. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm ignoring that. There's the sacral chakra, which is known as Svadhisthana.
Svadhisthana.
Okay.
I think so, maybe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
And then it's associated with the color orange and is located about 2 fingers width below the belly button, or about an inch. And it's linked with the large intestine, bladder, spleen, lower back, lymphatic system, and hips.
That one is also located with kind of in the spirituality sense of pleasure and well-being.
Yeah, so someone who has an overactive sacral chakra may feel frustration or suffer from addictions. And they may also be manipulative. and then it just tells you a bunch of crystals to use with it. The solar plexus chakra, also known as Manipura, is the color yellow, and it's located at your stomach, about like 3 fingers widths below the rib cage, the base of the rib cage. And it's someone with an overactive solar plexus chakra may also show traits of arrogance or irritability, or be judgmental.
And Manipura is the self-discipline chakra. So keeping yourself in check.
Yeah, it improves confidence, decisiveness, self-esteem, and can bring joy to a person's life. There's the heart chakra, also known as Anahata, which is associated with the color green or pink. I think most often green. And it can help with love, help you give your what? Like help you give. I don't know what that says. It says it can also help with self-love, and when it's associated with the color pink, it helps with self-love. Green is like helping with all love. And then there's the throat chakra.
There's no. You looked up like you were done. Nothing. Continue. I'm just talking.
There's the Vishuddha, which is associated with light blue or turquoise, which is located at the bottom of your neck. And working on the chakra can help expression and communication, and it can help when you're feeling overwhelmed with responsibilities. There's the brow chakra, which is located just above the eyebrows.
The ajna, intuition.
And it can help you increase perception, insight, and intuition. And then there's the crown chakra, also known as Sahasrara, which is associated with light purple, white, or clear. It sits above the head. And working on it can help you realize a connection with whatever deity you revere. It could be a god, a pagan god or goddess, a Mother Earth, or universal energy. And yeah.
So that is the more spiritual side of yoga. Getting into the more physical aspect of yoga, the actual like different types, names for all the physical aspects of yoga. Ashtanga, which is poses that link with breathing. So it's doing the different yoga poses and correlating them with your breathing. There's Bikram, which is, some people also know it as hot yoga. Generally, the room is around 105 degrees Fahrenheit with 40% humidity. It's one of the more technical things of yoga because it is composed of 26 different poses and 2 different breathing exercises. Hatha, which is yoga with beginner physical poses, so the super easy yoga, that's generally what you're going to be doing. Iyengar, that sounds like Lord of the Rings. The use is when you do yoga with props. So whether you use blankets, pillows, straps, blocks, it's just when you include a prop. Kiprapalu is stretches and poses for relaxation. Your cursor's in the way. You know what? I'm gonna try and do it. You moved it. Kundalini is chanting and swinging meditation. Power is athletic yoga, generally for strength training. Skivandasa is more of a kind of lifestyle with 5 points, 5 philosophy points within it, which include breathing, relaxation, diet, exercise, and positive thinking. Combine all those into a lifestyle, and you have Skivandasa. Yin yoga is form over function. You're going to be working on the form in your poses over how long you can hold them or how often you do them. It's more about the form and making sure you're doing them correctly. Yin yoga, you hold them for a really long time. So you get into a difficult pose, see how long you can hold it. Prenatal yoga is yoga for pregnant people. It's generally a lot easier and a lot of the poses are modified. But yeah, you can do yoga when you're pregnant. But again, as with everything, be careful. Restorative yoga, pretty simple, relaxing, and restorative yoga. So, do you want to talk about the benefits that yoga can have?
Sure. So yoga, as with like any like I was about to say self care, but that kind of like fits into my next episode. Um, like what would you sort yoga into? Like as like a
With
category.
any other sort of athletic activity, you have a lot of these.
Yeah, so with any kind of exercise, you're gonna have a lot of physical and mental benefits. Including physical side includes like building muscle strength, enhancing flexibility, which a lot of people struggle, including myself, struggle with. Better breathing, uh, and improving sleep. And on the mental side, it can help with heart. Oh, sorry, this is also physical heart health. I thought it said mental health. Um, which do you know about any like details for the physical things that it can help with?
I think it's definitely proven to like help you have less arthritis and such as you get older because you are working with your joints so often and you are moving them and you're just being active and actually using them. I know personally, I feel different when I regularly do yoga and I am more open to communicating with other people rather than just being like harsh. So I do think that it physically helps you in those ways.
Yeah, and then there's also a bunch of mental things that it can help with, including well, I don't know if this would be mental or physical, but helping treating addiction. Um, I don't. How does it help treat addiction, Caleb?
Because well, the physical side of it can help treat addiction for some people just as like this discipline aspect thing, be like, I'm not going to do drugs, I'm going to do a bunch of vinyasas and stuff. But if you go into the whole spiritual side of things, then I would say that you would realize within yourself that, oh, this kind of sucks. And if you truly are doing it to take care of your body, drugs and alcohol and obsessive screen time and all that stuff doesn't help with that.
Not at all. And they can also help reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and chronic pain, which any kind of exercise really is amazing for mental health and depression, stress. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it really just like gives you time to yourself and time to think. Because a lot of exercise you can kind of like running, walking, cycling, anything like that, and with yoga, you can kind of like mindlessly do it. Like you're not focused on it, but like you're
Yep.
just kind of doing it.
And with yoga, you're focusing on your moves. And not only are you focusing on these very intricate poses and then sometimes holding them, but you're also focusing on your breath. So it's not a mind wandering space.
Mm-hmm. And breathing exercises also really help with stress and anxiety. Um, and depression too, if you're someone who your mind starts cycling and like you can't really control it. I've at least found that breathing exercises can really help calm you down and kind of let you think like what's really going on or what am I just imagining. And then it can also just like overall enhance the well-being and quality of life.
Yeah. All this being said, it is very important that you realize your body's physical limits and don't try to outdo yourself because that can lead to things like sprains and strains and other injured parts of your body, which are no fun. So just listen to your body, hear what it's saying to you. If it's hurting, maybe you should stop. And as we've said this before in previous episodes, and I'm going to say it again, progress doesn't happen overnight. So don't expect to be doing handstands after doing a 30-minute yoga session. That takes weeks, maybe even months or years. So just take it slow, do what you can, and understand that if you push it too far, there are going to be consequences.
Yes, like it may seem like fun to try something that's like way too hard for you, but like there's like yeah, it can be. Because like if you know like when to stop yourself and to not try to do things that are unsafe for your body.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
for example, if you head on over to our YouTube, we're going to be trying to do an advanced yoga session. I wouldn't recommend it for people, but I think that we're doing it in a safe scenario where we understand that you are not required to finish the pose. You are not required to do the stretch if you are physically unable to do the stretch. And you have the option to just drop out and take breaks if you need to.
yes, and always drink water.
Yes, water
Um,
is your best friend with anything, not even yoga. It's just your best friend in general.
yeah, I used to when I did soccer in middle school, I would always forget a water bottle. So like, and I have asthma, so it's like ultra bad not to have water with me. Um, so like I would just end up like panting and completely out of breath, and I wouldn't be able to finish any of the exercises. But um, like I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I brought water with me. But like I thought, like being a little middle schooler, I was like, oh, I'm cool. I don't need water. But that's
Yeah.
not true. So now every time I exercise, I make sure I bring water with me. Except I forgot my water in the car the other day, and I went easy on myself because of that. I didn't like I only walked like 1 mile instead of the 2.5 I did today with
Does
water.
your gym have like water fountains?
It does, but I'd have to one. It's in the weightlifting room, so that's scary.
Ah, you don't want to go in there.
And also, there's a sign saying not to use it because of COVID. So
Oh,
and it's like right by like the people that are in charge. There's a
yeah.
filling station, so like I kind of feel like I shouldn't be drinking from it.
Gyms can be a scary place for a lot of people. I mean, I don't think there's any person in the world that's like, oh, all these big, buff, strong dudes. Yeah, I'm not afraid of them. I can do that. So I think it is a natural experience. But I will say, COVID helped this situation in a lot of ways. And by that, I mean like more people started moving to online workouts. And now you can just go online, search something up, and just do it in your own house and don't have to worry about anything or anyone judging you or looking at you.
You have your parents.
Yeah, but even then, like, I don't know. I kind of would prefer them over some strong guy that I don't really know.
Yeah. Like the only reason I'm doing the yoga today in the living room is because my parents aren't home. Oh my god.
uh, yeah. You have anything else you want to add?
Um, I was gonna say something, but then I was like, that fits more into the next episode.
So that's a no.
Yeah.
All right. We got 23 minutes, which isn't bad.
Plus, however long the YouTube video is.